can settle down on the decider. fnatic Rising had a nice little showing on Mirage, spearheaded by a fantastic performance from Volt. And Jedka quieting down. The question is, who's going to be getting loud on Inferno?
Yeah, things did not go well for Jedker. Was accurate in our sentiments that he got 0 kills on that CT half, while Volt continued to perform on that T side, alongside, like you were mentioning, Maze. So there's some real standout players here for fnatic Rising, that's for sure, but whether or not AGO continue to stand above what the international squad has to offer will still remain in question. fnatic Rising starting T side and already setting themselves up bottom side banana, but the flash is primed for Furlan.
Well, Jedka gets the first one without even needing the flashbang. Now Grenade to be wrapped up to follow through as well. Furlan's going to be able to get some good damage out. And indeed, Pepsa out of 76 already. He's also been another player who's been struggling across the series. Well, the heavy lifting being done by his teammates despite all the hip hip hurrah around him. Flashbang dodged out. Jedka starts off with another great kill to prevent them from entering into the bomb site. Wolfie responds, but rotation of the CTs will be a little bit delayed. Maze is taking the time to bring things back to a 3-on-3. This is where Snatchy's position had to come into play. He gets the kill, but can't deny the bomb plant. This could have been such an easier round, and even if they get this one, he'll be kicking himself forward. Now, they might not even get it. PHR so low. That Glock shot from range, and Maze getting another one in the meanwhile is going to make it so much more difficult. PHR's demise has been met, and now Maze one-on-one Le Mans brings it back, but that is an unnecessary bomb plant to concede.
Yeah, I mean, extra money in the back pocket of fnatic Rising, and they almost pull off the round as well. Extra time that could have been bought, maybe 8 or 9 more seconds, and Le Mans would have been completely caught out of this round. But good trades available there for AGO. They hold on to that man advantage long enough for a pistol round win. fnatic Rising, that extra money will help them in the investment into the secondary round. You see Wolfie going straight for the Galil. So an AK will also meet the youngsters. It feels weird to call them youngsters because they are an academy squad, but they are not all that young.
Hey man, I still think 21's pretty young.
Yeah, well, I mean,
even in
when you get old, when you get old, the number of people that are younger than you increases.
Oh, I just don't think I'm old. I just think they're really young. Snatchy, in the meanwhile, good for a double straight down mid, and there was one big step for AGO. It was to avoid the pitfalls of a force spy victory for the T side.
Carrying over weapons for his teammates to pick up instead. That way we're all on rifles.
No utility on this B bomb site.
Yeah, I mean, the real difficulty is going to be that they have no utility themselves, so contacting in is really the only option here for fnatic Rising.
My contact has failed initially. The one smoke that was remaining across the entire map has now been expended. We are back to silver, but maybe with slightly better aim. Actually, quick peek down middle. Le Mans right there to help him out as well. They keep on going in one by one. Only a single casualty across the entire round, and sure, that rifle can't be recovered, but they're still happy with the situation.
Yeah, when the T side have a secondary buy like that, people do have a prevalence to sort of move towards more rifles on that CT side. You know, that can leave you with less resources. You know, we're kind of seeing in the embers of that final round, or of that last round, we have no utility available for AGO, but they've got the team play, they've got the coordination to work together for those peaks. fnatic Rising weren't ready. Something that definitely they got caught out a number of times on the AGO defense on Vertigo. Only upgraded pistols, if even that, here for the Rising side. Now, I know it's only a deagle, but when you're low HP like this, do you just give that over to somebody else instead?
No.
Fighting chance?
I hope you didn't want an explanation with it.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, probably just selfish.
Yeah, basically.
I paid for this.
And he's right, he did pay for it. And the rest of his team should have ponied up if they wanted something like it. In the meanwhile, Ferno's trying to save up money to be able to pony up for a better rifle himself, because he does it the hard-working way. This guy is all about those 40-hour work weeks and bumping up to 60. Called an unhealthy work-life balance, kids. Look it up.
Go farm cash, Jedker.
Your turn.
Yep. Berlin's dink, so he doesn't want to give over and lose Kevlar, lose a weapon. Very efficient use of funds. He'll get extra $600 as a result of their good decisions. And now they just simply run away. They want him to simply sit and fester in his survival.
I love this. This is something so rare from teams. There's no way for him to get the pump plant down.
So
annoying. It doesn't even matter if he dies after time. The only thing he's got to save is the smoke. None of his teammates even gave him something he can take forward into the next round. This is... Oh my god. Every single problem of Fnatic Rising's economy so far has just been all put together into this one little circumstance.
Yeah, they're so concerned about not giving weapons over to the... or giving extra money over to the SMG that they've screwed themselves out of even more money. Think about yourself first sometimes. Fnatic Rising will still buy into it regardless of the Pepsor situation. He's on to a tech, but the rest of the team have exactly what they want. Rifles and the AWP here for Wolfie as well. Triple Molotov towards the bottom side of B, and it's really going to make things spicy. Banjo, this is a critical fight, and it's labored from either side. Still will come out on top, so Fnatic Rising a man advantage in spite of all this territory gained by AGO. Now that they're down to 4 men, it will make it harder to keep this extra player here.
Even though it does look like they want to gamble correctly, Maze is just going for a top banana smoke to try and make this slightly more confusing for anyone who's still going to linger around the B-bomb site. Bam through the smoke will be connecting on the Pep, so I'm never sure about whether he's heard it or not. Audibles are definitely easier if you've got a teammate nearby to confirm them for you. PHR, great frag on a vault, was not expecting such a late round off-angle play when Wolfie's around the corner ready to trade. That's why he wasn't expecting it. But even so, first kill found. Can they do any more on AGO?
40 seconds, Furlan's got a smoke and he'll use it to buy some extra time. This should give him until about that 20-second mark before should meet much resistance unless they want to barrel through this smoke, and they may do so. Recognize that it's likely 2 players over at the A side of the map. That's more likely the equation. Flash in around that corner. Pepsor will try and close in on the gap, and while he takes a lot of damage, does find the kill they needed. Rotates are coming, and while Pepsor does get spotted, they can do nothing to stop this plan.
Good deep Molotov, but Jedker's already moved past it. This could be a false sense of security for them. Flashbang overhead as well. 8 seconds on the clock. The bomb cannot be stopped again, but Jedker's managed to find his way out at least into making it a doable 1v2. Both players low, and Petsor's first to fall. Wolfie's information was already given up. Let's not forget that Le Mans, about to be peeked into, was waiting for that very same peak, but Wolfie's confidence and decisiveness will pay off. Fnatic find their first.
And he knew that was the only bullet that he had to hit. He was down to his last in the chamber. Something you have to think about now with the AWP changes. Wolfie 1 bullet and he hits the one he needs to. 3 kills in that round to secure their first, and it was a little bit of a mishmash. You know, they had to try and make use of Pepsor as best they could with his tech. He did exactly what they needed him to do. Created space and got the entry kill. It was a bit of a slow burner round, but it all really got instigated by the fact that Banjo got his kill into the apartments. You know, like I was talking about earlier, when you're in a 5-on-4, especially when you're on as 4 on that CT side, you typically want 3 or more players around that A site just because it's that much harder to hold. Sure, you can get solid retakes to go your way, but by the time you get there from a B rotate, especially if you lose your A players quick, it's more frequently that you just kind of end up saving. Use utility to delay the B side attack. Good anchors will get 1 or 2 kills and even keep themselves alive as well if they can get themselves out of the site and into construction. So yeah, without that kill, AGO probably still sit comfortable with 3-2 split towards the other side of the map. But Fnatic Rising do well to read it. Still a very, very close round.
More technical.
They are using. Sorry, I thought I'd just jump in just because we are sitting in a technical pause, which is what I think what you're about to say.
Yeah. Go for it, Michael. I believe in you.
Interesting that we're seeing AGO expend 3 Molotovs at the start of some of these rounds just to get deep banana control and actually just kind of disrupt the flow of how this mid default is taking place here for Fnatic Rising. You know, Molotovs are invaluable in late round situations as well. So using 2 just to take over banana control is a heavy investment, but you know, you can justify it by how awkward it is then for the T side to attack that side of the map.
Maybe even more so. Oh, this Volt has found Snatchy's op and eliminates it. Snatchy tries to get Exploratio again. A lot of early utility used over the banana, not really able to find a kill with it. And when you use this much, control's not what you want a killer to be looking for. Unfortunately, what I saw might not be found. Le Mans will connect with just the one while Wolfie covers off their back. The B-bomb site is empty, but Jedka's here to cover off, and he's dropped the bomb as well. A 1-on-2, so much more doable. Closer range, Pepso trying to close the distance. Reload's been given time to take place. Jedka back to 20. Op being spotted out for, but Jedka's just got the instant headshot. Even going aggressive into the last after he's already got information. Jedka, rare spots of him maybe getting a bit overzealous.
Yeah, rare misplay from a player that has been so impressive, especially when it comes to these more hectic moments and just railing each and every player that comes his way. That was so awkward for Fnatic Rising because they had no idea that that B-bomb site would have been open as a result of getting the deep push from Banana. A full victim to the double setup on site. And yeah, Jedker, I think what his thought process was with that smoke before it, as it blooms, not expecting the SMG to just go out for the peak so early. You're not feeling too comfortable if you're Fnatic Rising. You've won these rounds, that's for sure, but these have been dangerous. Your money's not great.
Oh, faster, but you're running right into the meat grinder, Le Mans. Gotta start making a little bit of chop suey, and Bancho in the meanwhile does trade it out, but there's a second kill that's gotta astound you. Jumps right over the head of Le Mans and takes it out with a swish of his fingers while he's at it 2-2 still, so not out of hot water, but Snatchy's flashbang is, I believe, what they might be waiting for. Gets popped out. Neither one of the players should be blinded out by it. Banjo yet again given a chance to excel with that Mach 10. 3 kills in the round for him. BHR jumps across. It's SMG on SMG action. No kit, but he won't need it. Will even be able to recover the op while he's at it. Some overfaces perhaps are what end up punishing them. But man, that jumping SMG sure gets a whole lot done this round.
Yeah, MP9, one of the best weapons to jump around with and have still accuracy in midair of any automatic weapon. It is up there. It is kind of ridiculous that we end up in that situation, though. I mean, PHR picking them apart, but massive misplay from Wolfie, all in all. Throws a Molotov onto that bomb when there's about 25 seconds left. There's more than enough time. And keeping his gun out, trying to protect his teammate might have served him better, but that's all hindsight. AGO will be happy for number 4 because they forced into that round. And they were hoping to capitalize on a lack of funds across the board for Fnatic Rising, but the extra plant money, that goes a long way as well. Deep push.
Not expecting so many players to be coming in from the middle side of things. Maze, good for the one. Le Mans there to cover him off while PHR is just going for the reload. Still a 2-on-2 this early on when you've got what should have been an advantageous situation for yourself. CTs cannot feel comfortable in this. Banjo's even got such a good position. Oh, it should be a freebie.
Yeah. Good awareness there from Banjo to hold PHR in position, and the A site is open for business. Banjo will confirm and Volt right behind him with that package, but Furlan's on that quick flank.
Grenade. Not gonna find too much, but he's now realized where Volt is positioned. Surely he heard that 100% if he keeps on spamming over there. Volt is not a happy camper. But Volt's rotation away should have been heard. Furlan, not sure if he's realized it yet or not. Banjo still sitting in behind. Will have an opportunity given up to him. Furlan, a sloppy spray. Could have seen him able to flip things around, but Banjo will cover. Fnatic Rising, given a freebie, it feels like it should not have been around. They should have had much of a chance here.
I mean, that is still very scary. AGO, the trades initially go their way, and it looks good. You know, this mid push really catches the Fnatic Rising players somewhat asleep, but they keep challenging. You know, they had a couple chances, I think, to exit in their forward pressure. I just decided to keep on taking those duels, and Fnatic Rising, when they got to that 2-on-2, yeah, the Banjo kill was the one that made all the difference. In critical in the rounds that Fnatic Rising have won so far on this T side, Banjo. There was a Nova for Snatchy that gets a whole lot of nothing.
Generally speaking, Novas have a track record of finding exactly what you just said, so maybe not too surprised. Money's going to be made. I would love to see how much money's just been made across SMGs this game so far. It has to be something kind of crazy.
There's a lot, right? We've had a lot of CT kills with SMGs. We're having a lot of Mac 10 kills for Fnatic Rising. Yeah, no, I think it's probably quite a lot. Though we have moved away from, you know, SMGs on full buys. You know, that was a meta once upon a time. The UMP.
I still think the Mac 10 can be put together. I mean, have you seen how Banjo's using it? He's practically playing Mario on the B-bomb side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you on that. But we would genuinely have CT sides that invested full buys in UMPs. It was a strange time, to be sure.
I too miss big 2017.
Well, Fnatic Rising have brought us back to level headings. Could get their way into a lead here as well. AGO are not likely to invest around the funds they have. So it'd have to be something egregious. We even see the Fnatic stack. It could be certainly interesting.
I mean, they surely go and at least explore out initially towards the A site, right? I'm slightly disappointed that the Fnatic stack isn't in the Fnatic stack. Instead, it's just a straight lineup. Maze is here to collect, and Pepso says, well, everyone's been making money with the SMG so far. Why don't I make some more while I'm at it? And, well, there you go, Pepsor. Good job.
Yeah. What, 6 kills on the SMGs in the past 2 rounds? Pepsor is loving it. 3.6k in the back pocket. Just as quick as he made all that cash, so have AGO. Funnily fact, 2 rounds. Those are the rounds that the AGO saved. No one keeping hold of those SMGs. Too much cash already being made, and Snatchy's AWP will be something we definitely focused in on. Was a massive difference maker on the first map in this series, the one that AGO won themselves. He's not as assertive. It feels like AGO just lose one of their lethal weapons. 4 Molotovs in the very start of this round used by AGO, so they have no resources to slow this push.
And I think that they've realized it on the Fnatic Rising side. Look at how fast they're trying to go into the A-bomb side, but they've lost members and they're losing players. Rotations from AGO aren't even being overly committed. There's a gap in the smoke that PHR is able to use on the left side. Not quite a gap, just a stranger sprint towards the barrels area of pit. And somehow, despite 4 Molotovs being used early on, you'd think that should be the prime time to go for this sort of fast-paced execute. Fnatic just fall apart.
Seems so peculiar that that happened, but there's still a chance to come back into this one. Banjo has a great position over at Moto that will not be fully covered by the rotate in by Jedkert. They're certainly accounting for the idea of a wrap, but still, if Banjo finds that kill, it changes his round significantly. Wolfie, above the smoke, will find a tag. He's lost his teammate, and he's lost his fellow instrument. Well, Wolfie's stuck in between a rock and a hard place, named Le Mans. And PHR, 5-5. The buy right back, and make sure that Fnatic Rising do not get distance.
And neck to neck, this is exactly what you want to see in an elimination game. It's a shame it's obviously elimination out so early on. I would have loved to see maybe these teams face off against a few more, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. It's cutthroat.
Yeah, about as punishing as the bracket could be, but you want to be the best? Go to be the best. Eating it onto Jedkert. 47, and 2 nades will be met with that response because it does no damage.
Molotov's well placed to, at the very least, find and make sure that there can be no one pushing through while they get slightly aggressive around the corner. They're not fully committing to the top of Banana, not feeling comfortable to clear out that angle, and as the flashbang came through, they were blinded up, and because of that defensive posturing, this is going to be helping them out substantially. Smoke and Molotov to regain some Banana control, and Furlan's got the straight spray from behind it. Despite Fnatic Rising getting so much early on, there's nothing they're actually able to find from it.
And they're down to just these 3 smokes and a flashbang, so we'll want to try and place these on top of one of the bomb sites. No mollies to make things easier on the clears. They'll even expend that last flash just to try and get Volt into a forward position, maybe have his lurk find something. 35 by the time this bomb is recovered. The B bomb site will be the one that they try and target, but have to pass Jedker in Modo if Volt wants to have any influence on this round. Bullets will be exchanged. Jedker finally dealing with Volt, so there should be a bit of an inkling. He started to make his way through spawn, and if that's the case with the time available, Fnatic Rising are going B.
And not be the right decision to make when Sachi's off. It's just scoped in right there. What a shot from Banjo. Tracy, that could be more to come his way, but with 8 seconds, Furlan knows he is really just playing the clock, and he has played it perfectly. Goes ahead and finds a 2, saves the AWP as well. 6-5, AGO back in the lead.
Yeah, AGO playing very disciplined towards the tail end of that round and reading it perfectly based on the intentions of Fnatic Rising. Kind of similar stories to what we were seeing on Vertigo. You know, this feels more like a Vertigo than does Mirage. Just the way that the 2 teams are playing. Fnatic Rising obviously were quite close up until the second half.
What you're saying is we're going to see Wolfie pop off like nothing else on the CT side? I'm ready for that.
I mean, that's hard to say, but maybe it'll be Volt. Because while we've been singing his praises about his performances on the past couple maps, especially map number 2, yeah, he's had a few struggles so far getting engaged on that T side where he was a main operator in the Mirage fixture.
That is true. Admittedly, they've been able to do so, do pretty well despite that.
And as we'll caveat, the rounds have been pretty expensive for AGO in spite of all the successes. It's all about the sustainability, keeping players alive, making sure you can recycle weapons. Like you pointed out, the AWP being saved over definitely has a major amount of influence on the CT side economy, especially when they're expending so much utility at the start of rounds.
Oh, BHR comes through the early 2. It looked like maybe caught off by the timing or something like it, but he stays committed to the smoke. Doesn't want to be letting go of any extra money, so like you said, economic reaffirmment time.
Yeah. This will be a nice sustainable round if everyone stays alive.
Also just went back and checked. I didn't realize Volt also top fragged on Vertigo for the Rising Foe. That was slightly surprising.
Yeah, less likely to highlight in a loss, are we? Unless it's something ridiculous. If you get 35 frags and lose, we will probably talk about it.
CT side was where he really excelled on Vertigo at the very least, so don't forget about anything there. Here, though, you can forget about this round if you're a fan of Fnatic Rising. Let's look to the next, as AGO will be doing the same as well. Just a formality to move past, and they will do so swiftly. 7-5, AGO continue to try and lengthen that gap between the 2 of them.
Feels like we're destined for a bit of a pace change. At the moment, AGO are able to operate and set up for their set pieces at the start of these rounds like you would expect. Deep Molotovs, it's all procedural for the openers, so Pepsor will move past the utility that would have eventually made its way down towards Deep Banana. There are 3 players throwing nades in his in his area. He will take top banana with ease. Jedker has a flash lined up to go for this later peek, but they've been doing this a fair amount, and actually Pepsor went in for the challenge. The trade cannot be lined up by Maze. Flash blinding him all the way through.
Pepsor was really hoping to find that time and get the kill before the flashbang can come in, but turns out working out of the worst possible way.
And great utility usage as well to follow it up. Snatchy's kill on the arches is significant, but they've lost all B-side control here. fnatic Rising, deep smoke, Molotov down. They can leave Furlan alone, so this is a reinforced A site.
Flashbang will force Snatchy away, but look at Jedker's positioning. This A bomb site, like you mentioned, no way it gets broken into. Jedker's even getting exploratory back towards the middle side of the map. So even though fnatic Rising are re-navigating back towards the B bomb site, their jump spotting play is going to be bad enough. The fact that you've got Jedker chasing in from behind, that just adds insult to injury. That injury is about to be very grievous. The problem could be Banjo. Oh, Banjo's caught out. Jedker's been spotting for it now. They feel so boxed in, they need to go back for that first kill. A 2-on-5 at least. They do find themselves some respite in it, but that respite is going to transition forward to saving rather than going for an actual attempt. This is going to be a rough last few rounds for fnatic Rising.
The danger is back. No concern that Jedker went missing on Mirage CT side, but no problems here. Sure, he doesn't do all the damage, but just the fact that AGO are so willing and so comfortable losing the top side of banana, just relying on that timing for the flash, like that's not unique to AGO. There are many teams that decide to throw that in, but it's just strange to see how consistently they've done it round to round. You know, very frequently you'll want to maybe throw it in once every 3 or 4 rounds just to kind of shake things up and mix it up. No, AGO have been applying that pressure continuously, and fnatic Rising have not been able to punish it without losing one of their players first. Very rarely even able to trade.
He flies over. Pepsor able to find the frag on the Furlan, who just wasn't prepared for that one. Full banana control given up and the advantage with it. One of the first few times in the past 4 rounds at AGO truly looked like they might be in a losing position, especially without these rotations ready to come over in time. Jetker's been tagged. Lemon, however, does not like losing positions. He will fight back from it. 3 kills and almost the 4th found. Wolfie, just a walking corpse at that stage. They'll be happy to escort him to the grave. BHR as well, the cover of Banjo. Banjo's got to come out with the round of his life. Bomb far away from him as well. He's had a few good rounds here and there, but those have generally not been to the tail end of things. It's been entries that you've been keeping an eye out on him for, and despite the advantage for fnatic Rising, this is going to be Banjo once again looking to escape.
Yeah, timing there from Jedker on the swing. He was low HP, he was willing to throw his life away so that he could secure the round, but not even needed. Sacrifice is respected, but not required. fnatic Rising are in a tough spot now of an unideal buy, staring down the barrel of a double digits half for their opposition going into that T-side attack where, and we'll start really talking about, you know, pistol rounds and the implications that could potentially bring. Can't count your chickens too quick though if you're AGO. Said fnatic Rising were in a winning position, and I definitely agreed with that sentiment, but when people are hitting shots like that, I mean, Lemon came in swinging.
Oh yeah. He's been swinging all game long, 14-7 at this point.
Four players already situated on this A site. Lemon out in the open, and Smoke actually helps Wolfie with that kill, spots the legs, and anticipates where Lemon's head should be.
It is decent. Again, advantage lost over. We've already seen enough from AGO to have some faith in them at the very least when you've got 3 players on a bomb site. If nothing else, well, 3 might turn to 4 soon. Well, just a 3. Furlan's rotation over will just be looking to shore up the gap left by PHR. Not quite over to the pit position. Remember, Archer's his way. He has to be careful about Wolfie's already found his place inside it. It's a free kill for them. The B-bomb site is as empty as can be. Snatchy's covered them off. Now it's just a one-on-one that he has to win before the bomb can actually make its way down under. Does he expect Maze to be this far forward? Surely not. Not with how aggressive he's been. Is fnatic going to turn the corner? No, he's not.
He spotted Jedker in deep CT as well, so a 1-on-3 is going to be very difficult. His push is being held by that AWP. First shot missed, Jedker knows, and while they're trying to push out into the open, Volt, that's a big mistake. Can't be giving Jedker duels like that, a 1-on-2, and he's still so worried about a flank.
Just got no idea about what's going on from the fnatic Rising camp. Flashbang forward, Maze is recovered up, will be revealed. Jedka, time ticking down away from him, and he's got no chance in this left anymore. Maze will show that he is going to be giving up a completely isolated 1v1 up against Banjo, should Banjo want to reveal himself. But the only revelation Banjo does is with his Mach 10. 6th round secured. fnatic Rising will escape the fate of the double digits for AGO, and we will escape to a break before we can come back to see what the second half has in store for us. Fnatic Rising managing to clutch together one last set of hope before you switch over to the second half. 6-9 looks a whole lot better than 5-10 does. Question is, can they make it go further than 6 here? Now, in the best round, they generally had a good record on them.
They're just taking a little bit of time to get the bread all ready. Will this bread rise in the oven? Inferno. Hot. AGO fast up towards short, and 3 players are going to be here on this A bomb site. PHR Smoke will be late for the Moto cross, but at least does find a response right back, and Fnatic Rising's clutch of this A site has been dealt with.
Yeah, it looks like there's no chance whatsoever over here, although PHR does give up a kill seemingly for free. There will be conversations about that later on, I can guarantee it, if they end up losing out this round. That is an if, that is still very far away, though. Still seems very unlikely. Maze has got a flashbang to try and set up for them. Snatchy is just playing late contact, and he shows himself off, actually. Does end up showing his Glock to the crate instead, so that he can be hidden away for a while longer before Maze closes the distance. Maze is going to keep on going forward. Leman can just hold him off for now. Play one at a time. Leman will find the frag, and with that, AGO get the round out.
Yeah, maybe as bad as it is kind of tailored up to be. Sure, a 9-6 half is something that is recoverable from the team that's in the deficit, but now AGO up to double digits. They're easier rounds ahead. Last round, the last set from Fnatic Rising is not to be squandered, not to be underestimated either, though. Will mean at least they get more buys out in the second half. AGO get off to a flying start. We've seen some streaky performances so far. Mirage was the map that maybe subverted those expectations, but Vertigo, it was compounding rounds. This is the Fnatic stack.
Indeed it is. They're staying true this time over, and PHR runs away for good reason.
Ooh.
I don't blame him for it, but he's still set up for a bit more SMG success. Not that he will be able to collect upon it. Jedka, he smells it. Oh, he smells it. That grenade is beautiful. That's the kill on a Banjo straight up. Joy misses out on money, but it makes up for it in style points. Jedka, now it's his time to farm, but he's having a hard time getting his hands on his tools.
Oh, Volt was waiting for him to run out of ammo, but... And also anticipating a potential flank from the underpass. Jedka is too aware, too sharp, and too clean with it. Nice extra cash being farmed up. No problems here for AGO in the end. I'm loving the efficiency.
Oh. Bullet efficiency as well.
Yeah. That's just like the small details sometimes people miss out on.
They're also the first team we've seen in a very long time actually force a T-side to
try and get himself killed, but
yeah, exactly. We haven't had that happen in so many games, and it seems like there's generally a chance once every 3 to 4 maps, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah. People so focused on winning the round, they don't think about if they could win the round better.
That's a true winning mentality. That's what it is. Flashbang through, Jedka trying to close the distance out, and he will be able to find that first kill for free. Even backs off into the smoke. That smoke will be sprayed down courtesy of the M4A1 that Banjo is still sporting on, but even so, Pepso, gotta be careful. Elevated angle and twice over. Leman unable to get the kill in trade and will be forced back.
Smoke for Moto, but it doesn't seem like they're actually aggressing towards this side of the map. Lemon trying to do the silent drop. Banjo still has eyes on the potential push in middle. PHR is making noise, trading weapons, but they're staying true to their setup. They're holding on top Banana, and right now AGO are headed that direction, just hiding behind the car is Maze.
He just doesn't get checked, and he reveals himself early on. He's might even be slightly fortunate that it looked like AGO had players with their knife out for a second, but he has done his job, and twice over, Volt drops the bomb plant. AGO will not have any extra money going into it. Fnatic Rising, very happy with that round.
Yeah, you consider just how passive Maze is playing that position. That could have gone devastatingly wrong if he was looking at the wrong direction. But you see as well how AGO are reading the round states. Like the way they played their CT side, they very frequently left one player alone towards sort of top B, and then they can sort of jump spot and have that extra reinforcements over the A side. As soon as they find Maze, they just assume that the side is clear as a result of that.
Wow, that's a lot of flashes and a lot of confusion.
Yeah. How'd you take 20 damage, Volt? I know Maze didn't see.
None of us saw him. Maybe there's a player there. Gasp.
Truly amazing. (7-Eleven), my favorite convenience store.
I was surprised by how many there were in Asia as well. I just thought it was a purely
they're-
American thing. Until...
They're all over the place.
Yeah. Walt, in the meanwhile, once again left. Oh my god, he is just finding round after round of success over towards Banana. This is where Furlan has to be careful. Volt looks like he wants to swing in with a flashbang to help him out. The flash keeps Snatchy fully blinded, but Volt's just happy with the information of two players being there that he has found. Pepsaw been called to start getting the train chewing back over to the B-bomb site.
Boost up as well, even while calling over this third player. So this crossfire from CT is going to be devastating, and right now the brunt of the aggression is headed towards this B-bomb site. AGO may fall victim to it.
Still trying to preemptively spam in some good damage stealth. Snatchy down to 38, and with 15 seconds, AGO's victimhood has been almost confirmed. Oh my god,
They're saving.
I am not gonna lie to you, with all of our conversation about efficiency and the like, I hate this. They are going to have no utility in the next round beyond what PHR buys up, and the smoke and the flash that you've saved in this.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but there are pros and cons, right? Like you obviously have better weapons than you otherwise would have if you all died, but you have much worse utility. So considering the way that they played Mirage, like let's not forget just how good they were on their T side and finding like sharp entries. Same with Vertigo. If they can rely on players like Jedker to find opening picks like that, then maybe they don't need as much utility.
That's a problem. I don't think they can. So far, we've not been led to believe that could be the case. Snatchy, you better be spamming behind. Doesn't need it. Snatchy goes ahead, finds a shot right as Pepsaw peeks out. And how many times over Volt has done so much damage to them? Oh, wow. It looked like he was about to get another one there as well. Volt's had a quieter game so far, but these past 2 rounds, he's been an absolute menace on Banana.
Going up quick, but 2 players weak in the knees here for AGO. Nade could finish them.
That's going to be beautiful. I should find it. Yep. Jedka's got down low as well. Only the 48 HP left on him. Wolfie's more than happy to chomp down on that nade that's been sent in return. And Volt re-aggressing through archers, catches out PHR. That could be a repeat being planned, and indeed it is. Volt goes for 3. He goes ahead and makes it 4. 9th round secured for fnatic Rising, and Volt is very much back in the server.
Oh, yeah. He repeats the second time, and you're thinking, okay, yeah, he's going to be satisfied with that. That feels good enough. But no, wasn't satiated whatsoever. Hungered for more. AGO down on pistols and down on their luck. That even with the fact that they were limited in util and they took a lot of damage, there were certainly still chances for them to win that previous round before Volt put an end to it. Gotta think about future plans. fnatic Rising are guaranteed, in air quotes, double digits, but we kill onto Snatchy will at least alleviate any sort of pressure they could build in the apartments.
Let's see whether he gets anything done with that deagle. I think they're guaranteed. I mean, you can maybe even start removing the air quotes one by one. Obviously,
Sounds like improper grammar.
It's called backspacing, Michael. How else do you remove air quotes both at the same time?
Just don't include them in the first place, I guess. That's my mistake.
It's alright. Hopefully Fnatic Rising won't be making one like it, because they don't actually have utilities, so these dry peaks can be punished by Deagles theoretically. Theory, however, very often not quite the same as practice. When practice has a wolf running at you, you will maybe hesitate in shooting back.
One round difference. And some pretty sad lost rounds, I think, for the AGO side. You know, we're looking at the Maze double kill towards top of Banana, where he's just hidden behind the car. Like, that is something that you will be kicking yourself for not having properly checked or trading 1-for-1. Then the Volt 4K as well, when they have rifles, as if this was against an anti-eco. That's one way to punish it.
That's another, I guess. Is it different, really? Probably practically the same thing.
Yeah, kills through smokes.
Pepso does it old school, though. Wings out on her timing. That's what you like to see. And goes for more. Pepsor continuing the trend of multi-kills from Fnatic. He will find 2, but although he gives them a better chance in the round, it is certainly one that is not quite capitalized upon at all.
The scary thing for AGO is that when CTs are in a position like this, taking over one of the areas or one of the avenues into the bomb site can be a very good way of giving yourself a fighting chance in the round. But they are looking to reset and double up together here on Fnatic, and AGO right now making the right move, resetting inside of the apartments and hoping to trade from there. They took a gamble here on Fnatic, and they have gambled incorrectly.
I'm definitely surprised that we don't see them committing harder for maybe a bit more information in the 2 and 3 in a situation like that, because obviously they've got money for days. But maybe they'll just end up saving in this circumstance just to make sure that days don't end up wearing thin.
Yeah, they're 100% trying to save these weapons.
A lot of utility as well, actually. Exits perhaps being planned out.
I mean, if they try and set themselves up in the backside of pit, they will throw a nade at that thing.
Should be realized by now. Oh, grenade goes forward. How much damage is it going to do? Not enough. But it's going to be A-okay. I think there's, what, 70 damage from that position? Something like it? No, even less. Wow.
Well, they stave off a tie and a potential overtake with it. 2 kills through smoke at the start of the round. It's not going to happen every round, but it does here. Certainly happy it happens.
Stays off the equalizer for at least one more.
Yeah.
And he's still not fantastic for AGO. You can see Jetka's utility is highly suspect of being missing. Snatchy. Got some early damage to Pepso, but flashes are good from the CTs just to be able to make sure that this faster T-side play into mid is going to be disabled. Now, there's still 2 players in apartments to try and set up for this fight, and as soon as this mid smoke actually goes through, PHR is going to start taking a peek forward. Banjo's taken down, and the off's been forced back as well. I'm not sure if they saw the barrel off the off, but if they have, then there's a whole lot more information. And Fnatic Rising wanted to give up.
HR's not done with the apartments either. Trying to move on out. This could be a deficit, or in fact could find another advantage. Pepsor doing a lot of damage to PHR. Actually trying to make use of all the chaos and actually finds his man. Wolfie, all that stands to remain here on this A bomb site, split between him and Volt, and Snatchy's looking to siphon this rotate immediately. Volt gone, and so this B site fully open.
Right as Fnatic Rising thought that they'd found their number, things just take a turn for the worst. What a great play for Banjo to be making there as well. Rather, to be made onto Banjo, my bad. Banjo, unfortunately, has been the recipient of many a great plays this entire series.
Yeah, and that's the thing. We've definitely seen increased development to you know, how many teams are prioritizing getting a flash through that window so they can clear boiler as well as the apartments. You know, there's some pretty devastating lineups that you can throw that are almost impossible to react to unless you somehow hear the pin, which is usually a bad spot to throw the flash anyway. But not even needed. PHR just runs at him, eagles the angle, and hits the perfect headshot. So incredibly trying here for Fnatic Rising, and Wolfie will cook. I don't know that Wolf meets the tastiest, but this bird will eat anything. AGO 13.
And of course, just a reminder to anyone about what is at stake. I realize that the new format might make this slightly confusing, but anyone and everyone who's eliminated at this stage will be facing down relegation. Fnatic Rising and AGO both would like to be running the hell away from that prospect.
Money for days, but those days are running thin. Fnatic Rising, they need this round, and Volt will make sure to instigate. A lot of damage being done onto Snatchy as well. The nade will finish off business. Volt can escape, 25 HP, and left with some extra resources, extra utility that he can throw at them, and he continues to just farm UD.
Guess all they needed was to call the relegation to kick them back into things.
Oh my, what? Huh?
Well, Volt's had a lot of those, in all fairness. He's just been trying to go for that spam again and again, and somehow AGO are just chilling around right in his crosshair.
It's just crazy to think about how much damage he's stacked up in this one round alone.
I mean, considering I think he was 4-14 before the 2 rounds in a row where he gets a couple on Banana. Maybe 4-13. Might be wrong about that one, but something around that. Volt's definitely had a comeback. He's been a major part of what their success has been predicated off of.
AGO are saving. They called it quite some time ago. Took me quite a long time to even realize, to be honest. I thought they were resetting into the apartments and they, you know, try and make use of it, but
I think we're still kind of stuck in that Vertigo headspace. You know, they've kind of programmed us just as much as they've programmed Fnatic.
Mm-hmm. Very outsiders of them. It'll be interesting as well to see how many teams adopt outsiders' playstyle. You know, you win a major, people do try to copy you.
I, for one, am not welcoming the additional saves. Although I will say, I think that outsiders probably have the most gun rounds played per half from any team we've seen in a long time, assuming that it's something like an even half and you're not just one-sided winning the entire affair.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's something, even if you could find the numbers out for it, it would be slightly colored over to the more winning teams. So, you know, teams like Navi, FaZe, who've just been able to win out obviously a lot more, they are going to have that statistic bias towards them. So there's a bit more complication in trying to find out something like it.
Yeah, there'd have to be some sort of calculation we make between sort of money or I guess profits per round versus guns you have. And you want to try and understand what kind of level of retention they have. Even that would probably fail to tell the whole story. So numbers aren't the be all and end all.
Yeah, at some point it's all about the eyes, and our eyes are telling us that they've got a lot of guns.
Well, not expecting Volt to have as much success this time over. Wolfie might be the one to step into his shoes. Snatchy dealt with by the AWP, striking at a very late timing on the mid-peak. No AWP on AGO to fight back with.
I am so surprised by how confident Volt is to just take responsibility, or to be given responsibility, for B bomb site again and again, all on his lonesome. Spotting out Ferlin! Almost gets caught in transition there. Grenades there as well to force him off, just in case he wanted to linger. CT side will not be aggressing down middle, although you know they certainly thought about it. Instead, they go for a ye old school rotate, but that's maybe walking right into AGO's plans.
Yeah, one of the first few times we've actually seen them actually go for the jump spot here on the Fnatic Rising side and almost punished for it immediately. May as well throw a smoke as well for the entrance of B, but rotate round. If he held his ground, he might have been in a better position to actually help his teammates on the side. The Molotov will meet the remaining defense. Wolfie being burned out of his spot, but they're actually not committing to this B bomb site. Maze has made his rotation over. Pepsor's high ground position has to find something.
He's in such a good spot, but he can't connect the whiff to come out from Pepsor. He's back over towards the bomb site itself. There's a one-way smoke already in pit, so at least there's that to work off of. But that's immediately dealt with. Lemon just pre-fires him down. Maze is covering off the cross, and Pepsor's got all the assistance he needs. Finally able to get himself into play. There's time to get the bomb plant down, but with the Molotov at his feet, PHR is just a dead man burning.
Oh, wow. I mean, you see just how much influence Pepsor has on that site, but it's really the efforts of Banjo to do so much damage to these AGO players just as they're trying to make use and actually punish the Pepsor positioning. If not for that one-way smoke and the 70, 80 plus damage that Banjo was able to do, they don't slow down to that grinding halt and eventually line up for Pepsor in the close corner. AGO panic stations now because they will be out of funds if they falter in this one. And Furlan doesn't mess around, doesn't hold his ground towards the bottom side of B. Cleared car. Backed off as he's low.
Oh my god!
How is Lamont so sharp with those?
How is Banjo also always the one who gets it?
Yeah.
He can't be feeling happy about himself. I can already hear
fight against this guy.
I can already hear the comms just like, he always gets a headshot? Oh my god!
You know, I mean, he's on your screen for less than half a second.
Smokes don't stop it, that's for sure. AGO's got a whole bunch of heavy hitters. Wolfie is realizing that the hard way. 14th round secured, and it is in style.
What an odd round. You know, the kills that we're getting from AGO, it looks like they've just been in an execute server for about 4 hours. And new people have joined the server not knowing what they got themselves into. Those shots looked so automatic here for AGO, and things have taken a turn for the worse. I'm sure money is okay enough that Fnatic Rising can reinvest into the following round, but that'll be a real confidence booster for the Poles. Trying to stave off elimination. This lower bracket game. It kind of sucks to see. Like, you know, we're kind of talking about the idea that Fnatic Rising, they're sort of vying for an opportunity to compete against some of the teams that, you know, that aren't the academy teams, and are certainly good enough to do so. They're going blow for blow with AGO, who have been in many seasons of Premier and every rebrand afterwards.
Premier, Challenger, everything in between.
Yeah, exactly. And well, they are being tested, but they still hold an advantage as it stands. Fnatic Rising need to be able to answer back.
Oh, whoa. Guys. I get it. They're getting headshots through the smoke. You can't just do them like that.
I know. I mean, I thought that Furlan was going to be the only casualty in this round, but he got one just before he went boom. This is a real commitment here from Fnatic Rising. 4 players A, nobody B, no one home.
I absolutely love it. Been such a common trend for Lemon to go exploring. Sorry, Dora. I'm not airing on Nickelodeon anymore. You are dead.
Only one flash over towards Banana, but they are still committing to A. Wolfie gets that kill just before getting traded. They have to rely on Banjo to stand his ground and slow them down.
It's repeated back and forth is doing no favors for them whatsoever. Trading past some auto smoke, but it could be an Archer's wrap being set up. AGO.
This could be bad.
I mean, they need to find this kill. The problem is the bomb is so awkwardly positioned. Jetka gets it done. A one-on-one on the bomb site, and it's a smoke to try and cross into it with it. He will, at the very least, guarantee a bomb plant. He's got a one-way that Banjo does not want to contest, and I love this plant coming out from Jetka. Banjo, he is going to be nading the incorrect position, reveals where he's playing in from as well. Jedka's back onto the bomb site. Molotov going to be used over for Pit, and that should force him out. Remember, Banjo's got a smoke, but that's still a one-on-one for the short players moving in and has revealed his position. Now crossover. Banjo uses Maze's bullet as distraction. Maze will be the one to find it at the end of the day, but AGO, gosh, that's a great adjustment from Fnatic Rising.
Yeah, and you see just how nerve-wracking that is even in the 2v1. They know Jedker's been so sharp in multiple maps so far this series. They did not want to give him opportunities for a 1v1, no matter how low the call might have been. Yeah, I appreciate the mantra, and it's something that is, I think, kind of fallen out of favor, you know, going for the four-man stacks onto bomb sites and just kind of hedging your bets. We see, I think, a greater commitment for the sort of rotate player to get back into the action and see if there's still a feasible chance, but if they went B, Fnatic Rising would simply save.
I wonder how much ground these guys are covering, just on average, Fnatic Rising. Has to be a lot. He pushes inwards. This is where Wolf is up. It's going to be contested by a quick double peek over. Smoke is differentiating them. Flashbang is good. Maze is even thinking about pushing through it. Decides against it. Volt's been left to try and get busy. Bomb's been dropped, and Volt, of course, his position reveals there should be no one in the B bomb site. That's something Furlan can do nothing about. A 1-on-4 now for him. The equalizer finally coming into play, and what a way to do it, resetting the AGO economy in the meanwhile.
There's enough here that you might be able to squeak out a buy, but you really want to be having as many full gun rounds as possible, and so AGO might have to bend the knee at the idea of allowing Fnatic Rising up to 15 first. Imagine that's part of the debate that they're having. Either make the play for 15 or potentially lose the game as it stands. Also, can I just say, crazy move for Wolfie. He was spamming the Arch's smoke. First off, the nerf to the AWP is supposed to kind of stop you from spamming the AWP, and he doesn't seem to care. He just kept on.
Let's also not forget how many kills through smokes we've had in the past 10 rounds.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Not typically on the AWP, but
yeah,
I'm with you.
I mean, he's more likely to be the one to die in that circumstance.
Yeah,
God. Just stay clear of the Tech 9s, guys. Stay clear of the Tech 9s.
They've got a lot of utility here on AGO to try and facilitate these pistols, and you'd kind of expect that the target, with the way that they're sat towards T stairs, it's all about retake utility towards Banana. They've been doing a lot of this 3 start to B and then resetting one over towards the A bomb site. There's nothing unusual about that, but sometimes they even gravitate that 4th player over if there's a real lack of presence.
The flashbang, Maze is not going to be blinded by it. He's good for the first, but the second flash is what catches him out. Volt's still there to cover him off and give them the advantage. AK now recovered. And it is still the quick barrel forward flashbang to prevent a scale that's too fast for them. Molotov double over by the CTs. That could be a mistake that ends up costing them. And Fnatic Rising yet to feel too comfortable in actually pushing in through the bomb site. That's a miss flash. That's a big whiff. It's gonna hurt a lot more than the shot that is Delta Lemon, and that hurts a lot. Volt, good for another one. Meanwhile, ducks himself back under cover, and he has come through in such a epic fashion. Fnatic rising up to 15, and so many of the efforts have been made by his hands.
Yeah, you think about the mounting pressure on that B bomb site. I know it seems silly to hone in on one flashbang that's missed, but his teammate got tagged by the AWP as a result of not having a flash sail overhead and stop that particular sight line. It does make a difference in the end. Fnatic Rising match and series point to maintain position within the lower bracket of our ESL Challenger League Season 43 European Division. Wolfie taking a whole lot of damage. AGO making sure that if they are going to go down, they're going down swinging. I feel comfortable on this A bomb site, not when there's only 2 players here. Banjo has to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Maze is en route. These counter Molotovs are very well placed, very well timed here for Fnatic Rising. They throw smokes to that over towards the arches, but AGO can't make use of them.
Once again, this is the right place at the right time, and Maze is the right man for the job! So much damage to every one of them. Pepso was expected to pick it up like it's nothing. Instead, they fight back. Flashbang avoided. Banjo dropped. They've heard it. That grenade in Banjo's pocket is feeling mighty heavy. Wants to be deployed. Molotov not used. Don't forget, no smoke. CTs particularly. Should be worried about all those mollies that could be coming their way. Volt has yet to rotate. But the threat of him coming in from mid is always going to be there. PHR is watching out for any sort of aggression. A flashbang forward. Dodged out. Wolfie's got a brilliant kill. Looking for the follow-up. Now remember, they already know the position of Banjo. So PHR, who's trying to close the distance, is going to be instrumental. As soon as they drop down, Banjo. Oh, so much noise made. That's a perfect 2-on-1 play on the bomb site. Leaves Volt left alone to try and get on his 1-on-2 game. Almost catches Lemon in the cross, but it's a slight second of mistiming. A Molotov that's not going to be doing much beyond forcing PHI into a slightly more defensive position. Volt's left all on his own. Nothing to do here. Both players not giving him an inch, not giving him a second, not giving him a chance at all. Volt. Patience in the first duel will not be rewarding him with anything beyond it. 15-15, AGO take it to overtime. And we're going to give you a short break before we get right back into all the action. The distance wasn't far enough. Fnatic Rising want more. Well, maybe they didn't, but AGO sure as hell did. Bringing it back into overtime. They've got another shot at bringing it through before they get knocked down to relegation.
A little bit of heartbreak here for AGO. Last 4 rounds of that game, they couldn't close it out. Goal that they had to rely upon, and it came down to a one-on-one, a set of trades, and we see more of the same here for Fnatic Rising. A lot of early utility towards Banana. Nothing has really shifted. No over egregious mistakes, super aggressive maneuvers to try and shift things into the overtime. Who are just in this series.
Oh wow, that's a rare peek down mid. Maze is good for the first, but the trade is very quick from BHR. And meanwhile, Volt will continue to... Oh, wow, he has to be so careful. Oh, love it. I love it so much. He just punishes Snatchy for trying to stay up and counter out that late round play. You can see Volt's played that situation 100 times. Pepsol about to catch out this player, trying to get tricky through the smoke as well.
Yeah, he's calibrated for that spam very heavily, that's for sure. 1v1s on either side of the map. You can see Jedker's trying to link up with the bomb on Furlan's back. Volt has taken a much more deep position on the site, and Dinks does damage, forces Furlan back. They're saving.
Oh, come on, guys. It's 12.5K.
Two on 4 when one of your players is pretty much dead. I mean, he is... I mean, we've definitely seen players can have impacts with however much HP, but, you know, they still have Molotovs.
I mean, you still have money, man. Come on.
There's a real feasibility, I think, only for Furlan. You know, I think there was a... Yeah, I don't know. I can't really justify it all the way, to be honest. But that's the choice they make. Probably doesn't change the winner of the round, but... at least give yourself a shot.
Yep, you're right. James definitely did have an impact on winning the match.
Yeah, trickle it down.
I think you're right. Yes, you are. Good night out of Pepsi early in. This time they're actually giving it a much heavier B-side focus, and that might come through with some good aggression. Volt has been tagged up with a deep nade, actually, to keep him back in. A flashbang to get control of a Banana, and they are going to go all the way through. If the B-side abandon comes in, it needs to be fast. This is an arch trap that's waiting to happen. Wolfie's got to cover it off with the AWP. He does get a smoke down in the middle of it all, and he's going to try and work around it. Unable to find any frags here. It's Pepsi to come in from behind, and now it's Wolfie and Maze inside their own deployed smoke that are able to force Satiz away from being able to actually find a route into the A site.
This is a little strange. Volt's going back to B, but that's because Pepco maybe not sure he's going to survive. Does so much damage as they try to reconvene. He was the player that pushed all the way down deep B, and Volt now takes his place within the site. There's a real worry here that AGO might think the site is clear if Maze folds, especially if he dies. He just sells that whole opportunity, but he just keeps on fighting. 16-15, looking likely to be 17 as well here for Fnatic Rising. Volt will find another kill as well within the site. AGO yet to find a round so far in this first half of the overtime. Fnatic Rising, they have continued to find success here on the CT half.
AGO now. Last chance on the terrorist side. Of course, CT side did come through with a couple of surprises that they had to show for us, but not like Fnatic Rising shouldn't be able to get at least one together. Maze is spamming through the smoke once again. It's another kill found in the exact same fashion, even if it's not the exact same player. Deep nade. Furlan tagged up. That's all. We'll be able to back off to the A-bomb side safely so as well. And this is actually a stack to be being planned out. Fnatic Rising, they've been so good about getting the right stacks over so many times that Pepsol being put into a rotate position early on might come back to bite them. Is even trucking out that last bit of utility he had. A grenade, of course, still present.
Really starting to be concerned here for that AGO. We're not going to find anything here on this T side. These last three remainder, I mean, they've got the smokes they need, but Banjo might actually just cut them off just as they're about to relocate over towards that B bomb site. That one flash starting to fall off with it. Banjo actually suspicious, so Lamont is plucked off. They had few players, but now they have even fewer.
Incendiary still present, the perfect time to deploy it as well. There's no smoke to try and extinguish. Banjo is in hot pursuit. This man is fiddling his strings as he's chasing right off, and then fiddly diddly do. Banjo comes through and finishes things off. As you can tell, I don't actually know what a banjo sounds like.
Well, he's definitely fiddled with the minds of AGO. Things have taken a turn for the worse, really, and some of it was large and due to his contributions over on that A bomb site. Now, in the overtime, there were just more aggressive maneuvers. Oh man, this was neck and neck, and it felt like AGO honestly came into this game with much better focus, much better approach, all in all, for the majority of it, especially like the opening sort of 3/4 of this game. Fnatic Rising really got their act together on that CT side.
Just to remind everyone, Volt went from something ridiculous like, I think, 4 or 5 and 14 to now being 21 and 17. This guy has been very much a phosphoric menace in Banana.
Yeah. And look at him too long, burn your eyes. Only if it's set alight. Very.
It's all right, I figured.
Yeah, I don't know enough about chemistry to really argue that, to be honest.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure it's potassium, not phosphorus inside a banana. But hey, who's counted?
Inside of what?
Inside a banana?
Oh, yes, I mean that is true. I was talking more about how much damage he was doing. Phosphorus is a pretty dangerous substance.
That is true. I think potassium is actually as well. Isn't potassium like first column periodic table? I remember those were the ones that like were super highly reactive.
I don't know. I just know.
Hey, you've got me opening up the periodic table.
Are bananas dangerous? They certainly have been for AGO. I do really... It's a shame, you know. I think we had this conversation the other day as well when we were kind of talking about Sprout, you know, the organization of AGO. You know, they reached some heights. Sprout, I think, to some degree, have not had as many opportunities. You know, I think you described them as the bridesmaid. And AGO have certainly had quite a few near misses themselves, but have also had quite a few opportunities to show what they have in ESL Pro League. And they don't, you know, always make they haven't made their way out of groups, I don't think, in any of their showings, but they've taken some pretty solid wins against some of the partner teams, and they certainly showed that they have a bit of grit about them at the very least. You know, sometimes when you see the teams that get promoted, it's very easily, you know, we kind of count them out. They're not ready for the next level just yet.
So if
in many iterations,
if Sprout and OneWin are always the bridesmaids, are AGO just that one person who you get a wedding invitation from every 3 years and you're thinking, what the hell are you killing them off as you're going along?
Yeah, trying to catch them all. Probably had all the up-and-coming Polish players at some point or another enter this organization.
Some of them had stayed. They never went anywhere.
Yep.
And loyalty is something to be lauded.
Maybe even similar to Endpoint in that respect.
Gosh, I mean, Endpoint just been... Endpoint, I feel bad for Endpoint as well, because, you know, unlike Copenhagen Flames and the like, they didn't lean into their identity of being a talent farm. They're like, no, guys, I'm telling you, we're gonna make it to tier 1. Look at these cool graphics we've got. Look at how much better our logo is from that weird little crosshair thing before that Michael probably likes because of nostalgia reasons. But
no, to be honest, I hated that all the time.
I'm glad. So, you know, Endpoint's trying everything, but it's just like, well, we can't pay 50k a month to our players though, guys. And obviously, they commendable the fact that they're able to stay relevant the way they are. It is insane to me. They're not even Danish.
Well, you know, they tried. They tried to add somebody Danish. But yeah, no, it's definitely, you know, when we make these comparisons between teams that are all participants to the ESL Challenger League, you know, kind of mentioning Endpoint, they're in the upper bracket. Their next games are against for the win, which is, you know, you're kind of talking about it earlier, a little bit of a surprise considering they did lose their best player to Seoul.
You were very upset about it, I remember.
Yeah, it's just... I always think when teams make that rise, you know, kind of similar to like a Movistar Riders who are also in our upper bracket. You know, when you have star players that are clearly ready to take that next level, I'm always just a little sad when players end up leaving those rosters. I like the camaraderie, I like the built chemistry of the team, but...
I'm with you, but I like them getting paid more as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. I totally appreciate that. It's very naive to think that teams that take that next level up will be able to succeed. You know, Movistar Riders definitely hit a peak with their performance, and not only Valencia in their home country, but then also I think Cologne that followed afterwards. People were turning heads, and then now we're in this situation where, you know, they have to fill a void.
As you guys can see though, just in the meanwhile, the HUD is clickety-clacketing, inning and outing. Just some small disconnection issues that we've got going on. I believe we've got all 5 players on the server. Back game should be live very soon. I say that, and fnatic Rising, go ahead and disconnect one of their players instead. Oh,
Now we're in.
Oh, okay. Whew.
Taking their sweet time. Talked about logo changes. AGO also have changed logos. A few times, in fact. I didn't quite realize how many. We've gone through very many iterations, but now leaning into the blues. And they're going to have to rely on Team Blue to come back into this game. Need 3 straight on that blue and CT side. fnatic Rising, can they be stopped in their aggressive tracks? They did some good moves. You know, they definitely were able to punish some of the setups that AGO were implementing, especially on this B bomb site. Jedcurve is someone you cannot test too heavily, though. Him and Furlan are stuck together on this B bomb site like glue.
Pepstor's been sort of boiled down like glue as well. He's just oozing apart slowly, down to 24 HP. Ever pretty slight watching glued things fall apart.
Well, Lamont wanted in on the action. All the camaraderie, it was drawing him closer, gravitating towards that B bomb site with the built pressure. A little bit of presence on the A bomb side, and Lamont is starting to hover in spawn, unsure about whether to make that rotation or not. Pepsor's cooked HP. Don't know that they want to commit with him at the forefront of the pack. 45 seconds. fnatic Rising are peeling away from Banana.
This is just one man faking them all over here, but Snatchy still goes ahead and finds himself the kill. Make it 2 on the A bomb side. Jedka taking down that lurker, and Banjo. Oh, poor unfortunate Banjo. He's had so many rounds where he was the butt of the joke, being taken down through a smoke or something like it. Finally, he's had his chance to shine. Gets himself the double on the way to the site.
Got players here, and they've got themselves set up in the apartments as well. Multi-pronged retake here for AGO, and they'll attack from short and apartments together as if they're attacking from the T side.
He needs to retrain his aim right back to short very soon. The question is, how long will it take for them to realize it? Grenade keeps Banjo honest, and he can't actually start to lean back out over. Wolfie knows they're coming over. Good tag from Banjo. This might very well be it. Wolfie re-peeks back out. It's Banjo to close it. fnatic Rising. It's a 1 round to do it, and they will be able to finally collect upon it. What a performance coming out from them. A lot of great mental fortitude, a lot of back and forth. I mean, we've seen players have so many peaks, crests, and troughs. That's just fantastic stuff from them.
Yeah, really strong stuff when it came to the overtimes. Just getting those 3 rounds straight and making some good reads as well onto what AGO were up to. I think